Hey, welcome back to Reformed Film Lab TV. Today we're taking a first look at the Pentax 17, which is announced today. Pentax's first film camera getting back into the film photography market. If you've missed it over the past couple of months, they have had on their social media accounts that they're making this camera. We found out it was going to be half frame, and today it's finally here. So the staff and I are going to review all the specs of the camera, everything that you need to know, and ultimately get you the price of the new camera and when is it coming to the market. So let's get started.
So with this new Pentax camera, 17, we're seeing that it's a half frame camera as opposed to a full frame camera. So you're getting twice the images. It's going to be in a vertical format, so it's like shooting on an iPhone. I'm really excited about this because all we've really seen is kind of these entry-level H35s, which are kind of entry-level fun cameras to shoot on, but we're going to see a big quality increase, I think. So we're excited to see what that's going to look like, and Bree's going to kind of tell you more about that.
And glass or plastic, we don't know yet, but here's what we do know about the lens on the new Pentax 17. It's a 25mm focal length lens with an f3.5 maximum aperture. And if you're used to shooting full frame film, that's going to be about 37mm, which is really equivalent to your eye's plane of view. So really great for casual shooting. In the sample images that we were provided, I'm personally noticing a lot more sharpness and contrast compared to entry-level half-frame cameras. One of my favorite sample images is of a turtle, and it has this really unique bokeh, which you couldn't get with the entry-level cameras, and that's due to the bokeh mode that Sierra is going to tell you more about.
Being the film noob here, I'm really excited about the modes, specifically the auto mode that will take care of everything for me, the shutter and the aperture. As long as I know what ISO I am using, I'm all set. If you're wanting to break out of that and do something a little more artistic like I'd like to get to eventually, there's lots of modes. You can see it here on this dial. There are several, including the bokeh mode, or bokeh mode? I don't know. That gives you that shallow depth of field that Bree was telling you about. Another thing that is really great about this camera is the viewfinder. It has lines for general shooting as well as smaller lines to get that shallow depth of field. And Mike is going to tell you guys about the zone focusing because I don't know anything about that.
So last but not least, the most interesting thing to me about this camera is going to be the zone focus. If you don't know what zone focus is, basically if you're used to shooting with an SLR or a Leica, a rangefinder, there's a way to focus through the viewfinder and you actually see in real time what's in focus and what's not. A zone focus system or zone modes basically has predetermined set lengths that the camera is going to be focused at. If you check out this image here, on top of the lens, they kind of give you photos to show, hey, should you focus close? Should focus a few feet away, middle, and ultimately getting you out to infinity. And on the front of the lens, both in meters and in feet, it's going to tell you this is where the camera is focused. If that makes you nervous, you really shouldn't be, because the camera is an equivalent of a 37mm f, maybe 5 to 5.6 full frame. Generally, when you're shooting at a moderate length, Sierra is just a few feet away from me right now, that higher aperture is going to give you a lot in focus. Looking over some of the sample images, we don't really see an issue with focusing. So when you're shooting, you're framing, you're focusing, and you're taking the shot. Now, the most important thing about the camera is the price. $500. So a little bit more than an entry-level camera, but we're excited for it. We're told that supply is going to be a little bit limited here in the beginning, and we should expect to see some units in a couple of weeks. We're going to have a full review, so if you haven't done so, go and subscribe to our channel. We'll have a full review with sample images and more of our thoughts once we actually get our hands on the camera and shoot it, and we'll see you in the next one.
I develop film, not feelings. Ooh, I develop film, not feelings. Ooh, I develop film, not feelings. Ooh, I develop film, not feelings.
So really great for casual shooting. And the looking at the sample images, they are